Sarah and welcome to my channel. As you can clearly see, this is not the setting that you're used to seeing in the background. I recently moved into my first apartment. I moved from my hometown in Maryland to Illinois in early May, so here I am. Basically in this video I'm going to be showing you a little bit of my apartment because this is my first apartment and I'm super hyped about that. I'm also going to be giving a little bit of a life update. I know in my last video I said that a lot has changed, but ever since I moved things have drastically changed. I'm also going to be showing food because that's what I do. Speaking of food, I have yet to eat breakfast, and for breakfast I have been having smoothie bowls. What? Who even am I? But no, seriously. I got on a smoothie kit. I don't know about you guys, but summer here was extremely hot. We peaked 100 degrees several times. Even today in the middle of September, it's going to be in the upper 80s. I'm ready to welcome fall, but I'm going to miss summer so much. That's why I'm making my favorite summer recipes. Enough of my blabbering. I'm going to go ahead and make breakfast. Okay, it's smoothie time. I make my smoothie the same way every single day, so here's the lowdown. In this picture here, I've got a frozen banana, frozen blueberries, frozen spinach. All the produce that I put in my smoothie is frozen. By freezing it, it gives it a more sorbet, ice cream kind of feel to it rather than a smoothie. Smoothies tend to be on the thinner side if you're just drinking them, but in a smoothie bowl, I like them thick. I also have ground flax seeds, peanut butter, and protein powder. This is the same protein powder I've been using, I guess, for the last couple of years. I use this protein powder because it's cheap, it's vegan, and it gets the job done. I add protein powder to my smoothies and have been for a while now because I work a very physically demanding job. I'm constantly lifting and pushing and walking. I walk anywhere from 7.5 to 10 miles a day, so this helps fuel me until my lunch period. I'm also going to be adding in some almond milk. I didn't add it in yet because otherwise you wouldn't have been able to see what's on the bottom, but yeah, this is my typical smoothie. Alright, let's see that consistency. Yep, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, good smoothie. Here is my finished smoothie bowl. I topped it with some of this Love Crunch dark chocolate peanut butter granola. Remember in an old video I said I couldn't eat this one because it had honey in it, therefore it was vegetarian? Guess what? It's vegan now. Hell yeah. I didn't put a whole bunch of it on because I had already been munching on it before I made my smoothie. I always do that. This granola is addicting, and I'm so happy now that it's vegan, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and eat my breakfast. For the longest time, my morning routine was to eat breakfast and play Animal Crossing. Well, I kind of fell off of Animal Crossing and started playing Pokemon Unite. Then Splatoon 3 came out, and now that has consumed my morning routine. I played Animal Crossing solo, but Pokemon Unite and Splatoon 3 I always play with my brother, who is on the phone with me right now. Say hi to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
He is the best brother ever, and yeah, that's usually what we do. We're great teammates. Okay, here we go. Anarchy battle with friends. Why are you in my house? Just because my door is open doesn't mean that's a free invite for you to come in. My snack as usual. This is the Lesser Evil Himalayan Pink Sea Salt popcorn. That's all. I'm a sandwich everyday kind of person, but this summer I've been enjoying cold wraps. They are incredibly refreshing and light, so that's why they've been my go-to. I made a roasted turkey wrap using the Unreal Deli vegan meat slices. I really didn't care for the steak ones, so I'm hoping maybe the turkey one might be convincing enough for me to be sold on them. I have the Unreal Deli slices, spinach, tomatoes, and avocado. I also have a little bit of spicy brown mustard. This is my finished wrap. Of course, I'm going to have a fruit and veggie on the side. Here I have baby carrots and grapes. I haven't really been into cucumbers, even though they're best enjoyed during this season. I've just not been feeling cucumbers, so I've been having grapes. This is going to be lunch. I almost forgot to mention I am having a GT's Summer Edition kombucha. I'm trying to enjoy this until they release the fall one because that tastes like a straight up Yankee Candle. The Summer Edition and the Winter Edition are my favorite flavors. I also really like the spring one, not as much as the summer and winter one, but anyway, I'm gonna go drink this and eat my lunch It got very cloudy in here, so the lighting in here isn't as good as you can tell, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit of my apartment. I've just arranged and decorated a little bit here and there, but not as much as I'd like to, so this is just gonna be a work in progress. Eventually I will do an updated, complete apartment tour, but here's what I got so far. Let's get some lights because this corner is pretty dark. This is the entrance. Nothing too special going on here. I got that rug on clearance at Aldi just a couple days ago for like $7. I kind of wanted a rug at the entrance, so that's really all I got so far. Those pots were gifts. There's my camera tripod in the corner there. This is the adjacent wall. Eventually this painting is going to go on this wall here. I just need screws and a stud finder to be able to do that. Once I have those things, I can go ahead and take care of that. But for now, this wall is blank. If you come along here, this allows you to peer into the living room and right into the kitchen. Speaking of the kitchen, here it is. Here are the rugs of the kitchen. Fell in love with these, so I had to get them. And yeah, this is the rest of the kitchen. There's a good bit of counter space. Since this is an open concept kitchen, you can see right out towards the living room. I love the view because you can look right out onto the patio. All the decor has been incremental installments over time. Some of these things are new, some of these things I brought with me from home. I put some garland around the top just to give this kitchen that pop of color. Oh, also, I forgot to mention the stove. This is my first time working with a gas stove. I've only worked with electric stoves my entire life. It's not too much different. Let's go ahead and get into the living room. I got a bike here. This was a gift to me. Got the TV stand. This is technically my art corner. Still, once again, a work in progress. When I first moved in and I was looking for work, I had been painting in my free time. I started this painting of some tomatoes but never finished it. I brought my piano. Wherever I go, my art supplies and my instruments go. I've been planning on upgrading it, but that is something to save up for in the future. Below my piano, I put my ukulele. If you turn around and you're in front of the TV stand, this is the, I guess, seating area of the living room. I'm not going to show everything on this table, but the only reason why I'm coming over here is because of my wax melting pot. I don't know if any of you guys are into wax melt, but my mom always had a wax melting pot in our living room, and it just made the whole atmosphere so cozy. Got a subtle light going into the evening hours. The aromatherapy is another bonus of that. Most wax melts are vegan, but there are a few that aren't, and some of them contain ingredients that if you're gonna be breathing in, I feel like I would want to be more cautious about that. I guess you could call this a quick shout out. Right now I am burning the margarita scent from Maggie's Farm and Aromatics on Etsy. You can see here it's dye-free vegan soy wax. Just makes me feel better about what I'm breathing. So I have a couple plants here as well. Eventually I'm going to put some fall flowers in these baskets, so that's why they're temporarily empty. I just love the way a blanket thrown over a couch or a chair looks. It looks more comfortable, not as polished and perfect. I'm just going to buy more blankets and throw them over my furniture. I'm going with a boho design. I just got this plant stand. A leak had just happened, so some of my plants aren't as prolific as they once were. We recently had a really bad storm, so you can see some of the paint cracking. Unfortunately, some of my plants didn't survive. This is a succulent, and it nearly drowned. Most of the leaves were withered away, so I had to remove them. Maybe it'll revive, maybe it won't. This is a newer addition. I got this after the leak. I'm probably going to set it back a little bit, that way it doesn't have the same fate as this guy. I have some basil growing here. I originally had some cilantro and green onions, but once again, the rain just kind of drowned my plants. When the time comes, I will go into greater depth about every single plant on this shelf, but I just wanted to include that. The reason why there's a towel in here is because I don't have enough soil to fully transplant my beautiful Majesty plant into this pot. It needs to drain, so if I water it, then the pot will catch that. But until I buy more soil, that's just how it is. Here's the patio. This patio set is also a new addition. I got it marked down at Walmart. I took advantage of the end of summer clearance sale for all the patio sets. The set is usually $345, but I got it for $199. I absolutely love this set. Since this patio isn't really large, it's the perfect size, and the majority of it is also made with recycled materials as well, which is also awesome. So let's go ahead and step onto the patio. This door has a strong grip. That AC is really loud. Okay, sorry. Now we're over here. I have some mums along here. These guys had already bloomed, so they're about to get their new buds and bloom again. I gotta deadhead them at some point today. It's just really quiet and nice, and of course the bush gives you a good bit of privacy, which I like. And we're right underneath the tree too. This hay bale's here for when I start doing my fall decorations, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the patio. Before I go any further, I'm going to show the viewpoint from the living room into the kitchen. If you can just imagine what it looked like without the garland. It was kind of bare. I was just taken aback about the amount of vibrance that the garland gave this viewpoint. I think it goes without saying that everything on this side of the house, if it's a plant, is not real. Everything on this side is real. Fake, real. That is the living room. If you go straight through here and look to the right, this is the bathroom. Nothing exciting, just a bathroom. It's not super big, but it's not the tiniest bathroom. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you go straight through from the bathroom, you're now in the bedroom. I have nothing on the walls in here. I'm going with a burgundy look in the bedroom. My partner sleeps on this side. I sleep on this side. I just did laundry, so that's why my clothes basket is there. Here is the view outside the bedroom. But yeah, that's that. How did I manage to do that? I'm going to snack on this. I also have to run to Aldi real quick. Hey, so now this is the part where I sit down and I talk about everything that's been going on in my life. I mentioned briefly that I moved from Maryland to Illinois in early May. I had to find work. I really came out here to start my life, not to spend my life, and close the distance between my boyfriend and I. We had been long distance, just seeing each other once or twice a year and how to living together. So that was the intention behind us moving in. Life out here isn't extremely different. Back in Maryland, I was used to having both rural and city areas, but here it's definitely more city. I'm a flatlander right now, so I can't wait to see some mountains again when I travel back home. As you can see, Bowser is not with me. We tried to bring him out here, but he had a really bad anxiety attack in the vehicle. He ended up having an accident in the carrier that we were bringing him in. When I opened the gate to try and clean it out, he crawled to the back of the U-Haul van, hid under the wedges. I called home frantically and I said, I'm coming back. You know, we're just entering Harrisburg. That's about an hour away. We had to turn around, drop him back off. I really wanted him with me, but we figured it'd be best just to leave him there. When we do bring him out here, I plan to go to a vet, get some really good anti-anxiety medication. My family shows him on FaceTime, which, you know, lets me know he's okay. I miss him so much. I celebrated my 25th birthday out here, and that was wonderful. Not too long after my 25th birthday, I caught COVID. I rarely get sick, and when I do get sick, I recover pretty easily, but that took me a good month to feel like myself again. My boyfriend came in one Saturday and said he wasn't feeling well. We took his temperature. He had a fever of 103. It would not go down. The following day, it was still 103, so we said we weren't taking any chances. We had to go seek medical attention. We went in during the early afternoon and didn't get out until 10 o'clock at night. They lost his first COVID test, and that's what took us so long. We didn't even get a room until a few hours in. We were there for at least 8-9 hours. His test came back positive and he had quarantined in the room. When I got it and suspected I had it was when I was coming home from a root canal. I don't know, I just felt very fatigued and I started getting the chills, and I looked at him and I said, I think you gave me COVID. I bought a couple of at-home testing kits when he had it, that way he could test after his quarantine period to see if he was testing negative or positive. I took one and sure enough, I had COVID, and that was not a pleasant experience at all. I was running a consistent fever for 3 to 4 days straight. It would not subside. It was about 3 or 4 days until I could get my fever back to normal. I still had a lot of congestion the following weeks. So once I got better from COVID was when I started working. That's practically my life, but you know, I can't complain. I'm just grateful that that's what keeps the lights on and keeps a roof over my head. So that's really all I have to say. It's been a journey, but here I am. Here are all of the ingredients that I will be using to make dinner. For dinner, I'm going to be making stuffed bell peppers. I loved stuffed bell peppers growing up. I made this recipe a couple weeks ago and it is amazing. This is an Italian spin on them. The recipe is pretty simple, not very difficult to make. It calls for quinoa, lentils, sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil, fire roasted diced tomatoes. Whenever a recipe calls for them, I know it's going to be amazing. In fact, for a lot of things where regular diced tomatoes are called for, I swap in fire roasted because it just adds a whole new dimension of flavor. There's Italian seasoning. It calls for vegetable broth. I don't have enough for what the recipe calls for, so whenever that happens, I just use a spoonful of the Better Than Bouillon base, some nutritional yeast, and of course these beautiful red bell peppers, an onion, and some garlic. Just remember the recipe also calls for salt and crushed red pepper. One last thing, I'm also going to be trying this for the first time. This is the Miyoko's Creamery liquid vegan mozzarella. I'm going to add this on top of the peppers. I've heard so many good reviews of it, so I just wanted to see for myself. I am super excited to try this as well. Here are the finished stuffed peppers. I usually just start out with one pepper, but I always end up going for seconds anyway. I just figured I might as well put another stuffed pepper on the plate. I didn't want to overcook the peppers, so I didn't brown the cheese as much as I had liked to. I'd say the cheese firmed up pretty well and browned quite nicely. The next big question, how does the cheese taste? I'm going to do a taste test in here. My boyfriend just got home and he's playing Splatoon. It's quieter in here, so let's go ahead and do this. All right, we got a little bit of stretch there. Let's see how it tastes. Oh wow, that superseded my expectations. I've had a lot of different vegan mozzarellas, and I think probably this one is the second closest. To wind it up, this product was awesome. I definitely recommend it. It is very late, and I'm about to eat dessert. I'm so sorry I have to talk very quietly. For my dessert, I will be having a few of these Kinnikinnick graham crackers, along with some of this peach cobbler hummus. I thought it was interesting, so I decided to give it a try. I'm not sure how it'll be, but it does smell pretty close to what peach cobbler smells like. But yeah, that will be my dessert. I just got done eating dessert and I'm about to call it a night. That concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.